Hey everyone, me Kevin here. California is falling apart, at least according to people behind the Recall Newsom and Rescue California movements, and now a new entrant who promises to reduce California's income taxes from the highest state income taxes in the country to zero. Yes, zero. We are going to talk about who just announced that they are running for governor and what their plans are. But folks, when you have people like Elon Musk, Ben Shapiro, and Joe Rogan, and many other celebrities saying that's it, they've had it with California, you start wondering, is there a reason why people are leaving California? Some people point to stringent COVID lockdowns, others say it's slow vaccine rollout, others say no, it's poverty, or it's crime, or it's because the exodus is happening and there are plenty of other nice areas throughout the country. Either way, many people are joining in the flight to leave California. However, there is a growing movement to save California or to rescue California. One of the first things that the movement known as Rescue California wants to do is recall the current governor. They see the current governor as driving a car off the economic, or driving California off the economic cliff. And they see Newsom as the person driving that car. They say it's time for Newsom to go. And this has led to a lot of political attention to not only get people to potentially start a recall election, but also for new people to say, hey, it's time to change California. Let's make California great again. Now, recall Newsom has been a trend found online, and many Californians have been joining this. In fact, as of Friday, 1.2 million people have signed to start the recall against Gavin Newsom, per Business Insider. The petition does need 1.5 million signatures, so another 300,000 by March 17th. And if they get those signatures, there will be a recall election to replace the governor of California. If a recall is reached, it will be the first time that we have had a recall in California since October 2003, when Governor Gray Davis was recalled and Arnold Schwarzenegger became the governor, or the governator. Anyway, we now have a special new entrant in the California governor race. His name is Chamath Palihapitiya. He is a former Facebook employee and now the manager of Social Capital, a venture fund with over $1.2 billion of assets under management, and the leader of 26 different special purpose acquisition companies. Chamath has called for not only the removal of Gavin Newsom through the recall procedure, but has now announced he's running for governor in the event Chamath has to wait until 2022 when the current governor is up for re-election. Now, California's governor seat, you have to remember this, is the most powerful governor seat in the country, at least based on population. California has over 39 million residents, and California's governor seat is often seen as a path to higher political power or even the presidency, just given the sheer size and power of California. The Californian exodus that has been going on also is creating a lot of attention on this governor race to see, can somebody actually solve California, a state where 1 in 3 residents rely on Medi-Cal to help them pay for their health care. In other words, 1 in 3 Californians rely on social support services just to have health care. Now, Chamath has just recently launched a new website. It is called Chamath for California, and he is using this to apparently announce his 2022 run. So far, no political forms have been filed to verify this run with the state of California, at least per Business Insider, but let's take a look at his website and see what some of his priorities are. Oh, and quick note, if you haven't yet, there's a link down below to get 4 totally free stocks, so you don't even have to deposit anything, with Robinhood. If you click the link down below and sign up for Robinhood, they'll give you 1 free stock just for signing up within 24 hours. And then on February 1st, as long as you link your bank account before February 1st, so make sure you do that, they will give you an extra 3 free stocks. Some people are saying they're getting like $6 stocks, in which case that'd be like $24. Some people are saying they're getting larger stocks. You could get smaller stocks. It depends, but you'll get 4 totally for free. Use that link down below or go to metkevin.com/Robinhood. Chamath4ca.com. Chamath for California governor. California is a mess. It's too expensive. Our teachers are underpaid and our schools aren't good enough. I've actually made a series of videos talking about exactly how our school system is a complete disaster, and I gave many recommendations for what could be done to solve the disastrous problems we have at our California schools. So far, I have to agree with him. These are statements I think that anybody can agree with. Let's see what some of his plans are. First, a 0% state income tax. We can cut taxes to 0% from 16%, that's at the highest income thresholds, and drive growth, which will increase states' revenues from $15 billion to $130 billion. A $70,000 teacher salary is being promised. Our most valuable resource, is education, and teachers deserve a minimum of $70,000 to educate our future. Then we have a global center for tech and climate jobs. Technological innovation is crucial to creating change. Let's make California the global center of all tech and climate jobs by realigning our incentives rather than pushing them away. Didn't help that California was pretty rough on Elon Musk, and he shortly thereafter announced the next United States facility in Austin, Texas, or the next factory for Tesla. Free school vouchers. I'll give students a free voucher to pick any school they want to attend. Education is a human right, and our children should be able to choose where they receive it. No student loans. We have over $1.6 trillion of student debt. The ISA model realigns the incentives of universities and students. California will guarantee ISAs so you don't have to get student loans ever again. An ISA is an income share agreement, by the way. It's an agreement that you pay a certain amount of your income after you get an education. So the better schools are, the more money you would pay as a share, but in fairness, you'd be paying back into the educational system that actually is sort of benefiting off your career success, which is not a terrible idea. Then there would be $2,000 for every new child born in California. This is an interesting way to grow the population of California even more. If we want California to remain as the technological hub of the world, we have to encourage more people to settle down and live here. Not a bad argument. In fact, one of the arguments that I've made is we should be figuring out, rather than how to squeeze people out of California by scaring them away essentially with higher taxes, how could you get people coming back to California? Not bad political arguments. Now, it'll be interesting to see what he might be able to do in terms of the state's budget, though, because take a look at this. This is the general fund, and California currently spends $74.6 billion on K through 12 and higher education. This is the state of California's budget, so you can see $6 billion goes to legislative. We've got $4.4 to natural resources, $43 to health and human services, and $74.6 to education, the biggest aspect of the California budget. Now, these are the figures for 2020 to 2021. Those figures only get larger when we look at the 2021 to 2022 budget. But Chamath could have some serious issues pulling this off, because take a look at this. These are the revenues for the state of California. You'll see that 66% comes from personal income taxes. In other words, if the California income tax rate were set to 0, all of this in blue would be gone in terms of revenue for the state. You would be left with state and use taxes, other taxes, corporate taxes, and insurance taxes. So sales taxes would certainly have to go up to compensate for this, along with likely other taxes to at least keep the government funded, so to speak, for California and actually pay for these expenses, unless there were large cuts to this budget. Quick note, property taxes go to counties and get spent by counties. They're not a state revenue, and they don't show up, or the expenses related to those don't show up as state expenses. So this is state revenue and state expenses. Without the state income tax, you're gonna have some issues funding the government, so it'll be interesting. Now, take a look at this. This is an interesting comparison of how taxes have sort of evolved in California. In 1950, there on the very far left, retail sales and use taxes represented the vast majority of taxation in California, 59.4%, and income taxes were in red. But look at how things have evolved over time. Now, sales and use taxes represent just 18.8% of California's revenue in 2019 to 2020, and income taxes represent 68.8% based on this chart here. So Chamath is going to have a lot of work cut out for him, but I'll tell you, he is definitely going to win a lot of ardent supporters for his arguments. The fact that he's suggesting, hey, no income tax, let's save California, that's going to be very desirable to a lot of people who are considering leaving California. The fact that he's offering $2,000 for every baby born in California, and the global center, or making California the global center for tech and climate change. It's not a bad move. It'll be interesting to see what kind of support Chamath gets. We know that Chamath is very excited about doing whatever he can to get eyeballs and popularity. Just for example, last night he made an offer. He said, hey, let me know what I should invest in on Twitter, and I'll throw a few $100,000 at it. And people recommended Chamath invest in GameStop, which is well, let's just say it's pretty popular amongst the normal folk right now because it's basically on a rocket ship to the moon. And Chamath, the very next day, this morning, said, I'm buying GameStop call options, which that announcement, in part with all of the other excitement for GameStop, has currently led GameStop to soar 92% in the day, and oh my God, wait for it, oh, look at this, 43% after hours, leaving GameStop at $212 in an aftermarket price. Holy smokes, look at GameStop over just the last 6 months. This is GameStop over the last 6 months. If you invested in GameStop on January 4th, based on this aftermarket price, which we don't even have right now, you'd probably be up about 10x. Let's see, yeah, you'd be up more than 10x. See, it was $17.25. Now it's at $216, $17.25. You would be up 12.5x. So in other words, had you put $10,000 into GameStop January 1st, you would now be up to $125,000 with every $10,000 you put in. My gosh. Okay, well, folks, there you have it. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, consider sharing this video, and we will see you in the next one.